guys, this is Kyle from KGR doing another review on the Black Zero figure from Bandai Tamashii Nations. Alright, yes, I have done a video about this before. I did an unboxing, I did do a review, however, I did not like the way that it turned out, so I'm reattempting it, hoping that this one will be a little bit better. Alright, so as you can tell, it's Zero Type 2, but with a different paint job. This appearance is supposed to be from Mega Man X2, and maybe Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So, if you like Zero, here you go. There's 3 different Zero figures from D-Arts out right now. There's Type 1 from Mega Man X1, there's Type 2 from 2 and forward, and then there's this. It's pretty much just Type 2, as I just said earlier. Type 1 goes for around 90. Type 2 can go for upwards of $200. This one you can find roughly around 40 bucks. So, I got this one. I really want Type 2 though, but this is the closest I'm ever going to get, because I don't want to spend $200 on a figure. Unless it's like a really awesome statue, like the Sonic 20th Anniversary figure from First 4 figures. But, we're going to talk about this figure. Alright, so what he all includes is the figure itself, obviously, and we're going to show off the faces. So let me pull off this face, there we go. We got your normal average Joe face, how you doing? Put that back on. We got the looking to the right, teeth gritting face. We got the looking to the left, a shouting face. Then this face is exclusive to this figure. It's manga I believe, yeah, manga style face. Because here apparently Mega Man X had a manga, and they even have X totally in manga style, like where they have faces like this. And also the paint job's a little bit different, like it's supposed to relate to the manga version. And it does look pretty cool, but I believe it was only in Japan, so we never got it. But you can find it on Amazon, but it's gotta search a little bit. Alright, so he also includes 2 sword-wielding hands / thumbs ups, if you want to use them as thumbs up. We got a pair of open palms. He does come with an extra forearm with a fist already equipped, like in the packaging, and his other fist is on his arm, obviously. And it's replaced the Mega Buster that he has on his arm right now. And it's a really cool Mega Buster, nevertheless. We get an extra cap for the Mega Buster, so we can put on a shooting action. We can get a Buster shot. This one has an orange gem in it, so that looks pretty cool. Then we have the 3 different swords. We got one that is dull, which I don't understand why, because we have another one that's actually sharp. Like, I don't want to say it's because of, oh, it's children, blah, blah, blah. No, on the packaging it says for ages 15 and up, mainly because of choking hazards, because look at all the freaking small pieces that this thing comes with. And then we have a slashing effect, which looks really cool. And what's really cool about the sword is that you can take off the handle of one of them. Like, you can take off the laser and stuff. Bam. And you can plug it into Zero's back. Because there's a hole in the back of his back. See? There you go. You do got to press it a little bit, though. But be careful, because you don't want to bust his hair off. And then it snaps into place. It holds in pretty well, so that's very nice. Alright, so let's go over the figure itself. Before we go over the articulation, let's go over like the paint job and everything. Like, the white, almost all the white, except for like the shoulder blades, try to have a pearly effect, including the hands. Like, the hands actually have a really noticeable pearly paint job. And all it is just Zero Type 2, but painted black. So, not too much of differences, but it's still cool nevertheless. You can see little sparkles or whatever in the paint job, and it's not only Zero who has that, even X has that, but you gotta pay attention a little bit. I didn't notice it until like the other day. So we get the Mega Buster, we have all the gems all over the place. However, the Mega Buster has paint jobs over here instead of gems, but they still look good. It may have been because if they try to make a gem that small, it may fall off really easily, so they decided to paint it on instead. So that might be the reason. I don't know. I'm not the toy maker. Then we have green nipples, because green nipples are good. The hair changed color. It's pretty cool. I know Anthony's Customs doesn't like the hair all that much, but personally I don't mind it that much. I think it looks pretty cool. It's much better than the one toy where it's actually just string. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, no, I think we should go over the articulation now. But yeah, also mine has a scuff on the side. So if you could actually look at the figure before you buy it, which is kind of rare, unless you go to like a comic book shop and they want even more money, that's probably your best bet. Alright, so let's go over the articulation. We got a ball joint at the head, and at the back we have a swivel going up and down, and then the hairpiece itself goes from side to side. I wish the hair did have a little bit more articulation and it could hold a stand a little bit better. No, it's making a liar out of me. Okay, never mind. It's a good piece. I just wish I could actually bring it up a little bit too, but that's just begging a little bit more. But you may want to be careful with the hair because I have a feeling that it may snap off easily. So far I haven't had that issue, but just a heads up. Okay, we got universal shoulder at the shoulders. Universal shoulders at the shoulders. Yeah, you don't want them to be at the knees or ankles, because then that'll be messed up. Okay, then we got a double jointed elbow, which I really love with these figures. Like, that's probably my favorite part of the thing. That and the double jointed knees. Like, I just love that extra posability. Like, I don't really know how to explain how much I love it. It's just awesome. Then we have a ball joint at the wrist. We have a ball joint at the top of the torso, and also at the bottom. So there you go. We got universal legs at the thighs and such. They can go forward a little bit, so if you want some good poses, there you go. As I said earlier, double jointed knees, and a ball joint at the ankles. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but yeah. Wide range of articulation with these kind of figures is probably the coolest part of the figures. Like, X is probably one of my favorite figures so far because of how much articulation he has. But now frickin' Zero has all that plus hair articulation. Go frickin' Zero. Alright, so if you ever want to shoot like with the Mega Buster shots, I forgot to mention that he does not come with a Mega Shot piece like how X did. Like, X came with two. He came with a triple shot and a bigger shot. I guess they assumed that you already have some of the other figures. They should have came with shots anyway, because as much as you're paying for the freaking figure, you might as well get something like this. Like, even this will do. Like, just a different paint job, I guess. But alas, fine, we won't get it. But if you ever have those pieces, what you want to do is look for a little tab right here, like a little hole. Put your thumbnail down there. If you don't have thumbnails, well, that kind of sucks. Well, I don't have much thumbnails, so there you go. And what's really cool about this figure is that, like, it doesn't really matter how you put it on. You just put it on, and you just always gotta look for that piece. Like on X, when you take off his piece, he has a little notch, so you don't have to look for a hole. But when you put it back in, you have to look for the little hole right here, and you gotta make sure it all lines up. Oh yeah, you might as well do a height comparison between the two figures as well. Okay, stand up straight. Good boy. Okay, from side to side, apparently X is supposed to be shorter than Zero. I talked to my friend Jose, some call him Ninja, and yeah, he seems to be a Mega Man expert, so I'm gonna keep following his opinion on things. Unfortunately, he doesn't have these figures, but if he had the money, he probably would. Alright, anyway, if you ever want to stop using the Mega Buster, you can just rip it right off. And it has a little square peg. And even though it does look pretty weak, it actually does hold on to the arm pretty well. Like, it doesn't fall out super easily. Like, as long as you have it in nice and tight, it'll stay in there for a while. There you go. Like, when I first got my D-Arts figures, I was all like, oh my god, these things keep falling out, because I didn't know how to properly put them back in. And I don't recommend taking off the legs, because here these pieces are technically compatible with the other figures, and apparently I didn't put on X's cap right. Yay! Go me. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, yeah, you can make it so they can swap pieces, but I don't really recommend doing it. But I'm just showing it off, saying that you can. See, there you go. So if you want to have 0 have X's Mega Buster, there you go. And if you want to have X have a cooler Mega Buster, then there you go. That's cool. Oh, and I forgot to show off. Yep, it's compatible with the older ones. See, there you go. Boom. Anyway, let me take that back off because you don't need that. Put that back on, and it seems to be on. Okay. So the minor gripes that I have with this figure so far is like the fact that you can barely, like, you can't even see his pupils from dead on. If you do, you can barely see them. Like if you look at them from like head on like this, you cannot see them whatsoever. And I forget which face it is. I believe it's the shouting face. Yeah, it's the shouting face. Here, the pegs on it, so they plug into the face, they're longer on this one, so the helmet doesn't really shut right. But you can see his face a lot better in this. And I might as well show you how to do that, how to take off his helmet. What I recommend doing is you have a grip on the bottom spikes, I guess, and then with your other hand, which I recommend doing, pulling on the top spikes, and there you go. Alright, just take out the face, and let me show you how this one is just doesn't fit in right. See? Press it in as much as you can, and yet there's still quite a gap. And then when you close it, where the gems are on the ears, like, they don't fully close. It looks like they are, but if I had a lot better of a camera, you can tell. And as you can tell, you can see his eyes a lot better. But like if you put on a normal face and you look at him from the side, you still can see his eyes from the side pretty well. So that's really good. Also, you might want to see what the manga face looks like. It's pretty weird, pretty unnecessary. Like, when you look up the pictures of this figure, at least when you look on like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, stuff like that, you don't really see this face. It's like, he's he's supposed to be a bad guy. Why does he have that weird face? Alright, so let's put the normal face back on, because that's just cool to me. But if you don't like the normal face, then by all means, you have your own opinion. Alright, and also, I don't know if this is just my figure. I'm pretty sure it is. But when I pull off the hand, okay, now it's making a liar out of me. Here, this ball joint would sometimes pull out, and by sometimes, I mean most of the time it does. And either trying to put it back into here or putting it into another hand can be quite a hassle. Like, putting it back into the fist, very easy. But putting it into a sword-wielding hand, very, very, very painful. Because, like, you, like, press really hard and you leave a bad indent on your thumb, and it's like, ow! So I'm gonna show off one of the swords. I mean, I'm gonna show it off on this hand, too, because then when I pull it out, you'll see how the ball joint pops out. Okay. And actually, yay, it fell out. See, there you go. So now I gotta either put it in through this hand, or put it in through the arm itself. And it just sucks. So, I'm just gonna put it back into the fist, because putting it back into the fist is a lot easier. It's just that mainly the hole is bigger. Ha ha ha, dirty joke intended now. Yeah, pun not intended, but yeah, the hole seems to be bigger on the fist. So, yeah, for this review, I'm just going to be focusing on this hand, because I don't deal with the issues on this hand. Again, it's probably just my figure, but it kind of sucks to have to deal with that. Alright, take off the fist. It's not hard taking off the fist. Just pull. Bam. There it is. Then you get the appropriate hand, pop it into place. Okay, hold up. Let me take off the arm, because then I'll struggle and end up breaking X. Not X, 0. I'm sorry. Get in there. Yeah, like the holes seem to be extremely freaking small, so putting it in is a little bit of a hassle. And you pervs better stop laughing. Alright. And what a fail. Way to fail in front of everybody on the internet. So there you go. I'm actually just about to take it back off anyway, because we're going to put on the pointy sword. Alright, so might as well take this one out. There you go. Put that there. What I recommend doing is taking off the laser, because then when you put it on, you don't stab yourself, because these things are pretty sharp actually. Take off the tip, like with the Link Figma. So there you go. And then simply just slide it into the hand. However, you have to like pull it from the side, because you need to get his thumb on top of this, so you can put the tip back on, because as you can tell, you don't really have much range to put it in. So the paint does end up scuffing onto the hands, so if you do not like that whatsoever, then throw his arm now. Then you may want to like buy another one, just so you can play with it and have the other one just stay in the box. Or just not mess with the sword at all, but it's 0. That's really cool. Okay, so now that we got the thumb right over, again, I just recommend just pulling from the side, then just keep pushing in, and there you go. He'll have his thumb on top of there. I wish it would have made it a lot easier for you, but oh well. So now we can put the tip back on. So just bend it up a little bit, and there you go. Then put the arm on. Be careful though, because you don't want to break the figure. And do put on a little bit of force so it will pop back into the joint, because if it's loose, it will fall off very easily. Alright, so then just put the sword back on like the laser, and whoosh, whoosh. There you go. Okay, so the pegs on the handle for both dull sword and this sword are the same height. However, on the slashing sword, it's a much bigger peg because it needs to support all this weight. However, it doesn't really do that much of a job, because if you do have it at a certain angle, it will end up falling down and stuff. But you can get it at a decent pose anyway. It's just something that really bothers me. And they should have made the peg the same size for all of them, because then you don't have to worry about, oh, let me just take out the hand, so now I can put this one on. It'll just be much easier to just switch from this to this. Yeah, this is just my personal opinion, and he actually can hold it up pretty well. So, by all means, you can just switch. So why they made this extra big, I have no freaking idea. And in fact, it seems to have a better job holding its freaking pose than it does with this one. Again, it's probably just my personal figure, but it's like, what? So yeah, you can just abandon this thing if you don't care about it. So there you go. That's what I recommend doing. Don't switch out the sword for a different sword. Just switch out the laser parts, and there you go. It just makes your job that much easier. That is if you want to do stop motion, or just take pictures on Instagram like I do, which I recommend that you follow me on, because then you can see these pictures. Anything else I do want to talk about? Popping out with the other hands. It's just easy. There you go. So pros and cons. Great paint job, other than mine having a little scuff right here, but that's just my personal figure. And if you ever pull this out, it is a hassle trying to put it back on. So if you get this figure, do not do that. I did it for a picture, which you can see on Instagram. It's when X grabs Zero's sword and slashes him, so ta-da, he's dead. So, yeah, pros and cons. Pros, decent paint job, great amount of articulation. It's probably like the best thing about these figures. It's probably why it's so freaking expensive. Yeah. Good articulation, great paint job, very awesome figure. And it is the cheapest out of all these figures. It is on the lower end. So, it is technically affordable for those who want to collect this kind of stuff. So that's good for you. Cons, however, like, I just hate the fact that you can't really see his pupils from dead on. I just wish they would have adjusted the helmet a little bit so you can see his eyes a lot better. Or just adjust his face as a whole. Because then that would actually be a lot easier. Just put the eyes lower and there you go. And I wish they would have made it easier to put the sword on. Anything else? I wish my figure didn't have this freaking issue over here where the ball joint itself pops out. But again, that's just my personal figure. You probably don't have to worry about it. But if you do suffer from that issue, let me know so I know that I'm not alone. I wish he would have came with a Mega Buster shots because it's a Mega Man X figure, and since it comes with this freaking hole, it should come with one. They shouldn't rely on you having the other ones. The extra face is, like, I want to say it's weird, but if you like it, then you can make it a pro or con yourself. It's an extra face. Count it as a con, not a con. Count it as a pro because you have an extra face. There you go. And you can try to make it fit on X. However, X's head, like his face sculpts or whatever, they're kind of different, like the way that they're made. Well, let me demonstrate real quick. There you go. Alright, so as you can tell, like, his is like one solid piece on the back, while with these guys, it's just two smaller pieces. You can make them fit, however, they are a tight fit, so heads up. If you want to see X real quick, wear this face. Come on, X. Put it on. There you go. It's really odd, really odd. And if you like the way he looks, there is a figure out there for that. But that one is kind of pricey though, so hope you have a good freaking wallet. Good budget. Good whatever. Fine. Spider-Man. So, he does go for 40 plus. Like, the prices on him really change a lot. Like, remember I saw him as low as 35, and now it's up to like over 40. So, if you want, you can wait until it drops back down to 35 for some reason. But if you really want the figure, by all means, go ahead and get it. It's like, if you have the Mega Man X figures, you should pick this figure up. It is a really cool figure, and if you can't afford any of the other Zeros, you might as well get this one, so X has somebody to fight. So, yay! So, that is my review on Black Zero. It's worth getting. You can get it on Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. I'll provide a link to both in the description. So, yeah. I think the shipping may be cheaper on Amazon. I believe, like, I think it's like over $8 on Big Bad Toy Store. I forget how much Amazon says. It's probably not even like $5. So, again, I'll provide a link to both anyway. So if you like what you saw and you're new to my channel, then be sure to subscribe, because I like to do reviews on figures, but I'm mainly a Let's Play channel. But if I ever get a new figure, expect a review. The next review I plan on doing is going to be the Mario Figuarts. That's going to be probably in June, because the figure comes out late May, and I'm importing it from Japan. So it may take a little bit. It's not like, oh, I'm getting it off Amazon, but it's a Japanese figure. No, I'm actually paying Japanese yen to get this new figure. I'm really pumped for it, and it's probably gonna be like the coolest figure. But yeah, be excited for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video.